The beats, the flow, the rhythm. All movements start from the streets. Streets A&R Podcast.
I think this is my first time with it being four of us here.
Yeah.
Nice. I feel like we hadn't had four here in a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, no,
I
this
can't
is
remember.
tight.
This is comfy, man. You guys did such a great job, bro.
Appreciate it.
Highlights.
Yeah,
Eric
gotta get
has a
some
great taste of setup.
Yeah, man.
Fun story. Story time with E. Before we start, coming up, even in elementary school, I actually was like in a gifted program and the area I was in architecture. So I literally would get like once every 2 weeks or something like that, get bused to another school, to like a middle school or something. And we did like architecture class. And I remember getting one that gave you like a real bag with all the real stuff to draw your plans. And they's like, one our project was draw your dream house. So in my house, my dream house, everybody had regular house. My house was big as shit. So as soon as you walked in my house, there was a bathroom, but there were stalls. They were like, why do you have so many stalls in your bathroom? I said, because my house going to be a party house. So people got to have somewhere to pee and they don't got to have to think. I put a bowling alley in my house. I'm like, you said dream house.
See,
so
that's the kind of shit that'll get you an A, though. Like, I put stalls in there because I'm going to have the teacher's like, good job, man. All right. My favorite class was computer-aided drafting in high school. It was sick. I used to love that class. I did really well on it.
Is that what they called CAD?
CAD, yeah. So I sucked at CAD when I got to high school, and the teacher would not help me.
Yeah.
And I had to remember that I went to Robert E. Lee High School, and I don't think that teacher was going to help my black ass in that class.
I think I took woodshop.
Yeah. I did woodshop in middle school.
We had all that. We had auto shop too in our school in Cali.
Home ec.
Yeah,
Nice.
I went to high school in Ripon, California, like fucking middle of nowhere, but California still. So
yeah.
I mean, it was pretty cool. I got lucky, but CAD was great, man. Our teacher used to let us listen to Rob Zombie and what was the name? Collective Soul. So it was like a really good mix. You guys can listen to just these two, Rob Zombie and Collective Soul. I was like, all right.
That's a crazy contrast, but okay. Man, I know he's setting up an additional camera, but we are live, man. Welcome to the Streets A&R Podcast. It's your host, Giddy Jicky with it.
It's your girl, COB.
And we are here with some special guests.
Yes.
For those who don't know, these are our lease owners. No. These are the homies. I'll give a little backstory. I came in this building a little over a year now. Came in the building just to eat. Sat down up there with my wife, and I was like, yo, this food is amazing. So I'm like, yo, who the cooks? Who the chefs? And they're like, oh, they back there. Said something to them like, yo, what's up? Food is amazing. Cool. Came back. Probably like in less than a week. Came my ass back. Like, this shit fire. I'm going to keep coming. And I kept coming. And I was like, hey, y'all ever think about doing events? Like, yeah, we been to some stuff. I'm like, shit, I'm a DJ. And I kept coming like, yo, y'all want to do something? I'm a DJ. And I kept coming and eating. And I was like, yo, y'all want to do something? Then it was like, you know what? Let's do something. And I think, was the fight party the first actual event? I feel like there might have been. I think that was the first DJ event that I did. The big fight.
It might have been. It was either that or New Year's.
If it was last year, it wasn't New Year's because it was before then.
Right. It was.
So I think that was
It's been almost 2 years since you've been coming here.
Yeah. This is crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And we did the Bud Crawford Errol Spence fight.
That's right.
That's
still one of the coolest nights we ever had here.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful night.
Top three.
Yeah.
That was rad.
Yeah. So, and from there we've been moving, and one night we was here late with the homies when they used to stay up until 2:00 in the morning. Yep. I missed them days. I know they was working y'all was working yourselves like you was slaves.
Yeah, man.
But we came down, it's like, dude, you want to see the basement? I'm like, shit, let's see it. We walked down, like, yo, this shit look cool. We turned the lights on in here. I'm like, yo, this would be a good place to have a podcast. And Moses looked at me and said, fuck it, do it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Literally how it happened. And I was like, all right. And I started ordering furniture. Like, yo, I got the couches coming in. Y'all there? All right, I'll come help put them together.
You had a vision, man. You had a vision with this place. I mean, you remember what was down here? Nothing. It
nothing.
was old equipment left from the last folks that was here.
That's crazy. That's beautiful.
And I mean, look at this place now. This is incredible.
Yeah.
Power
So-
of meeting new people.
Right, and being genuine.
Nah,
So
for real.
we have none other than the homies, the friends, the soon-to-be moguls, Dan and Moses from Dirty Birds. Man, so with that, I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourselves on who you are individually. I want to know how you all got into chefing and cooking. And then I want to hear from both of y'all how y'all actually got together.
Cool. Yeah. Debo, I'll let you start this time.
Go
I always go first.
Yeah. All right. Cooking for me was always a passion, and I was always doing it at home. Always had some weird side project going. Home is here now, but yeah, home just cooking for myself and always having something working. But I was working a kind of dead-end job at Nebraska Furniture Mart, where I worked for about 6 years. And by the end of it, I just didn't want to do that anymore, and knew that I needed something like work that fulfilled, like made me feel better about sleeping at night. So quit there, started working at a place called Kitchen Table in downtown Omaha. Worked there for another 6-7 years and met Moses there. Kind of rest is history a little bit. That's how I got in the culinary game.
When you came up, what were some of your favorite things to cook? Like, what really sparked your
For me,
your fork, knife?
bread was a huge like gratification. Like there's way more going on there than I realized or knew at the time, but just working with that day in, day out, and kind of adjusting to the weather or what was going on. But it was just fun to see that final product at the end of the day, and it just brought me so much gratification. It's hard to describe.
I get it.
Yeah.
When you find your passion and stick to it, it's hard to let it go.
I loved it. Just the baking aspect of it was what I first fell in love with in the kitchen.
Yeah. So I mean, it's funny because Dan, I think, had the harder path. He switched job careers and like left one job, went to another, and learned. For me, I started young. My parents were farmers in Northern California for the most part, and they didn't own no farms, but they were farmers, like farm hands for the most part. So like from a young age, we were loading cilantro and strawberries. I saw the product coming from the ground. It's really sparked me I'm talking really young, 13, 14. And so one of my first jobs was I worked at a place called El Patio in California, just a bus boy. Kind of fell in love with it, kept going. Fast forward a few years later, we're in Atlanta, Georgia. My folks moved us out there. Kind of a wild child, and I had to figure out something to do after high school. And it's funny, I saw this commercial at like 3 o'clock in the morning for Le Cordon Bleu. I was like, I could totally do that.
I remember those commercials.
Oh my God,
That's
I can do
crazy.
that. I love cooking. So I ended up going to culinary school and, fell in love with it, excelled at it, did really well. I graduated from culinary school. And from there, it's kind of this business, man. It's true like everything else. They always say it, but it's kind of like who you know in this business a lot of times. And fortunately, my roommate at the time, his mother owned a catering company. And that catering company catered to Phillips Arena in Atlanta and Tabernacle and Chastain Park and stuff. And they were like, we need a dishwasher. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll wash dishes for like $300 a night. Let's go. And, it's a whole day thing. But from there, I started working. Somebody, tours would come through and they'd hire me as like a one day off. Like, you're going to wash dishes for U2 for a day. You're going to wash dishes for, Melissa Etheridge for a day, whoever. And, really whoever, like, I'd work for anybody. And one day I was with the owners of Warped Tour. They came through and they were like, dude, great job. You killed it today. Do you want to come out to LA and work Coachella? It's kind of like the proving ground for a lot of, backstage chefs. And I was like, sign me up. I'm going to go to LA, like live on a tour bus. Let's go. Yeah. I was, I think think I was 19 at the time. I couldn't even drink yet. And they flew me out to LA. I excelled. My boss in LA at the time, Shelly Lynn, she's, you know, she trained me. She's like definitely responsible for most everything I know, from front end, back end, you know, not so much the cooking side, but everything else that's involved with it. How to live with yourself being a chef and working all these crazy hours. And I excelled at it. And so from there, man, I spent almost 15 years on tour, back and forth, working from companies from New York, from LA, from Chicago, Kansas City. I was based out of Atlanta, so I didn't have any allegiances to anybody. So I would work for LA, I'd work for New York, whoever was calling and was paying. So kept working my way up. Ended up with a tour called Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And Trans-Siberian Orchestra, they do rehearsals here for a month every year in Omaha. And one year I was like, you know what? It is too expensive. At the time I was living in California again. I was like, it's just too expensive out here. Everybody's wilding out too much. I got to get out. So I went to, I was like, I'm gonna stay in Omaha. Stayed here. Ended up finding Kitchen Tables where me and this guy met. And they would let me go on tour and come back. So I'd have like a few months. I'd be like, hey guys, I got a tour coming up. Can I go for a while? And they would yeah. So I'd go, and then I'd have a job when I got back. So that was huge. And yeah, man, that's how I started cooking. And I love it. I've never done anything else, and I don't think I ever will.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
Inspiring. I feel like I had questions along the way. Now.
Yeah, it's it was cool, man. It's really cool. It's weird to say it out loud.
Yeah,
because it sounds wild, you know.
Before your questions, I just want to say shout out to Kitchen Table.
Yeah, man.
And if you haven't been there, it's extremely communal.
Yes.
From every aspect, but you feel. I think even I was there kicking it with y'all. Yeah. And just watching people actually come do personal deliveries to, I think he had like deviled eggs, and he was coming to deliver
pickled eggs. Yeah, that
pickled
was
eggs. I was like,
cool.
But they took them. I'm like, all right, I guess we're gonna have pickled eggs. But just watching that community and hearing y'all be able to grow out of that place, it literally sounds like a place where we understand the human side of people. Come get on your feet and come grow outside of us.
Absolutely.
once you get it done.
Rarefied air, man. When you find folks like that, owners who want to see people succeed under them, you know, like they're a direct line to a lot of the farms that we may work with nowadays too. So having that experience of being in Omaha, they're farm to table as it gets. Like everything comes from somewhere local around here. Some people call it, what are they, ultra local, or what did that guy call it?
Hyper,
yeah, hyper local or something. It's a weird term, but that's what they are. That direct line really taught us a lot, how to work with farmers, especially bread, letting us grow. You know, that's a big thing too. So
yeah,
it's a rare restaurant.
It is. I went there one time last year, and I got popcorn with my meal, and I just thought it was like dope. It was like the icebreaker, even though I knew the person I was with, but it was just like, okay. Business lunch, but we got popcorn. So.
I hate popcorn now so much. I hate popcorn. Yeah.
So how did it come about with you two that you guys said, okay, let's get together and form an entity of our own?
Yeah, man.
And where did the name come from?
Yeah.
Shit. We actually first bonded over like a Wu-Tang lyric.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think he started it, I finished it, or something like that. And a couple of years go by, and we're like cooking for friends on the weekend, frying chicken. Everybody seemed to enjoy it, you know, and had a couple opportunities to do a few pop-ups around town, and kind of got the word built up.
Yeah.
And just kept running with it.
Yeah, it's funny. We ended up living together before we even started the restaurant. We both were looking for a new apartment, trying to get closer to work. And our favorite bar was right down the street, Page Turners. Shout out to them too, man. Those are some good folks. They help a lot of people in the city as far as if you're starting a restaurant. Those are some really great people to get advice from. Phil Schaefer, the whole restaurant group over there. Really great people. But we moved across the street because our favorite bar was there. And it was pretty cheap rent. So we ended up living together. And yeah, man, we did fried chicken parties. People loved it. And it was funny because when we first started Dirty Birds, we all lived together.
Wow.
Everybody, my wife, Mike, him, me. I mean, all in the same apartment just to get this thing off the ground, you know.
How many bedrooms?
Dedication.
2?
Yeah,
Probably 2.
2.5.
2.5. Yeah.
Two in a closet.
Mike stayed in pseudo living room kind of thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
With so how did you come up with the name and the moniker of Dirty Birds and kind of what it stands for? It's one of those edgy, it's playful, but it can be edgy, and you play off of that edge a lot in some of the events and things that have been done. So where did that come from?
Yeah, funny thing too. A lot of people will recommend not calling your restaurant dirty, but we were like, you know what, whatever, we'll call it Dirty Birds. But being from Atlanta, you know, Dirty Birds kind of fits. Like, you know, that starts it off for sure. But you know, when you would look at us, especially at your establishment, we were the Dirty Birds. We were the ones that stayed there till the lights came on, probably at your bar too late, probably buying too many drinks, probably having too much fun. So we're the Dirty Birds, you know, but all within reason. We were great guys. I'll say that. We were fun to hang around. Yeah. But we were the Dirty Birds, you know, those two guys, the Dirty Birds, like fried chicken, and it all just kind of, it's hard because it's like sometimes you figure out a name, whether it be for like, you know, in any industry, and it just fits. It's so hard to explain. You almost can't talk your way into like why we did it. But once it's there, it's just like, that was it. That stuck, you know.
It's just like aha moment, like, oh, duh. Yeah, Dirty Birds.
It makes me think of Angry Birds.
Yes, gotten that.
That's
one.
why like it's attractive, because then I think the dirty bird is the angry bird that didn't make it. And then you get fried.
And it is funny because once he said Atlanta, I'm like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Dirty Bird, Dan's pretty good at it.
No.
So it sounds like we're gonna get a Dirty Birds Atlanta in the future. I don't see how you can avoid that.
Yeah, right.
That would be sick.
That'd be fun.
Well, I said it, and she knows I have my moments.
Can you guys come up with a playlist? Can you create a playlist?
Oh yeah, we're good at that.
Oh, Dirty
Feature a
Bird.
Dirty Bird playlist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, they do music. Like,
No, I know. I'm saying you can feature it.
Listen, it's going down. A Dirty Birds playlist.
That would be sick.
It's gonna be all over the place.
Yeah, it's good.
It'll be all over the place.
For real.
They did that one like Spotify rap this year. Or rap,
Oh
you know?
yeah.
We got ours, and it was we were the top 100 listeners of Tom Tom Club and Pentagram. So it was like, it was very like, whoa, okay, well, all right. Our number one album, I think, was Suicidal Tendencies. Nas Illmatic was like, you know, one of our top playlists or something. So it was definitely very eclectic, that's for sure.
Love it.
I have no Spotify Wrapped because I don't
That's
listen
right.
to Spotify. Then people think I'm lying. I'm like, don't hit me about what's my top. I don't.
Dude, I was on Tidal forever.
Exist.
I love Tidal.
I did love Tidal.
Their algorithms, man, they always used to have banging playlists, but eventually it was the same playlist. Like it didn't have much variety. It was just kind of, you get like 80 songs deep, and we stand up all day in the kitchen, so it's like we'll go through every playlist, all through it.
No, for sure. I think my Spotify rap, I was at 20,000 minutes listened this year.
We hit 137,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
That's on rotation.
Yeah.
Constant rotation. Top album, Victoria Monet.
I probably could just go on my phone and just look at my thing and see what's my highest. My shit will probably be all over the place. It's gonna be something silly like Mick Jenkins, Kendrick Lamar, Leanne LaHavis.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Really?
You sell out. You are kicked out. Get out, but don't leave. You weren't supposed to. Dang it, you weren't supposed to say that on. Right. That's crazy. What is when you have like this restaurant and this imprint on the city? You've been able to do some, even working with y'all, some pretty cool events.
Dude, yeah.
I think the cockfight is amazing. Please get one. I know he had to deal with some personal issues, but we need that footage.
Yeah. No, he's got a lot of great content for us too. It's kind of been on me now. I've been waiting to just kind of find a time, get it ready. But we're in the works. We're gonna get a second one going pretty soon. I mean, it's funny too, because like everybody keeps asking us about it, you know.
Yeah. And for those who don't know what the cockfight is, let them know before they think we're illegally running chickens down here.
It happens right over
Yeah, right behind this part of the studio. There's another cage.
Yeah. We have a special mop.
Yeah, gauntlet.
Yeah, what is Cockfight, Debo?
Cockfight is a cocktail competition featuring two bartenders from around the city. 3 rounds, 3 drinks apiece. 3-course meal,
DJ.
DJ. It's a party.
It was great, man. It was well executed too. I was really surprised about the production of it, how well it all came together, and like for the first one too. You know, that was pretty wild. So I think
missed it.
we're especially going to start branching out too. I think we're going to start bringing in bartenders from other cities too. So that's going to be really cool.
It was an amazing experience. It was funny. I was telling people after, or they were seeing my flyers, like, "Yo, how can I get it?" I'm like, "They sold out."
Yeah.
I sent it to you. Why did you get a ticket? But it was, I think the reception was amazing. The ideal itself to have that, and again, being something called Dirty Birds, you get to play on the funner, darker side of titling. That the shock value is there, but it works. But even though the shock is there, the product is higher than even the shock.
Right. That production, man, like I said, I was really proud of what we put together. From the food, the drinks, the atmosphere, the production from the videos, like everything. You know, Anthony killing it on the dude, that was so cool. And that was the first one. That's crazy.
I missed it. I was pregnant.
Right. You're not missing the next
I'm
one.
not.
No.
I'm there.
Bring the
Just
kids.
Yeah. What do you see for Dirty Birds in the future as far as it's not just on the event space, but the impact in this community and abroad? Like, what do you see Dirty Birds pushing towards outside of just being like a dope ass restaurant?
Yeah, man. So it's funny because we've had to answer this question quite a bit lately. So we've gotten better at answering it. It's as far as communal impact, like community impact, what I see from it is the people that work for us, we want them to have the same story or opportunity of the same story we had. You worked your ass off on the line. You put in your dues. You know, you learned. You were hungry. You showed up to work on time. You should have that opportunity to start your own place. And with that, that's like, it got lost a long time ago in restaurants, but that usually is a restaurant. That's like a good local community restaurant. You want them to start their own, you know, because that gives you a good name too. Like, you know, we have a sous chef goes out, starts some fine dining where you start Dirty Birds. You know, that looks good on us. It's great. It's great for the community, man. It really lifts a lot of people. And as far as like what we see as Dirty Birds monetarily, or like what we want to, you know, a lot of people ask like the expansion question. We got a really great piece of advice a while back, and it was, you know, your quality of life should determine what you see from the next. And we've worked so hard at this, and we've done a really good job of, you know, building this quality of life we didn't even see coming out of this. You know, we thought we were just going to be, we'll make our paycheck, we'll be able to pay our rent, we'll still be struggling here and there. But we've got to this place where we're very comfortable, man. Like, you know, we have a great spot. We both have great living situations. Like, you know, that gets put to the side a lot of times when people are coming up. Your living situations might suck for a while. So it feels really nice to have that. So I would say our vision, you know, is going to be dictated on our quality of life at this point. You know, more time with family, more events, being able to put more ideas on the table and really see them through. So I think that's where we see ourselves, like, moving on in the future with it.
Love it.
Yeah, it's cool. We invested in ourselves. It's been doing great so far. What's been really cool, even with like what you brought up about Cockfight, it's like all these people came together, and I think like this is a great place to do that. Just see all these people come together with a kind of a common goal, and it's just enjoying each other and some good food and drinks while we can.
Yeah. I mean, even like our existence here is that old school community. Come here to, if I see something, I see you able to move on it, let's help you get to the next step.
Yeah, man.
And that's so rare.
Yeah, I want to see people thrive, because it's one thing just like giving people money, like giving them money, giving them whatever. But if you give them the opportunity to thrive, it's not just good for them, man. It's good for you. Like, you know, seeing people come up, like just having that name recognition, like, you know, your guys' podcast. I mean, I love telling people, like, dude, these guys kill it here, man. Like, they get down. And again, you had a vision and a dream. And look, this is the kind of stuff we like to see, because there's a lot of flakes out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can do this. They just can't. So.
No, I appreciate it.
Shout out Eric for the mouthpiece.
Yeah, man.
Listen, shout out
and
shout
the
out
dope
my
spirits.
right. Shout out my fat ass for being hungry, and shout out for them for being able to cook. I'm like, I gotta come back. How can I stay? I need a free chicken stripping out this bitch.
No,
But now, is there anything in 2025 where the event wise, expansion wise, that you see or that you have on the table that you can be like, you know what, I think we want to try this? Because I think one of the coolest ideas that y'all have brought up to me was when you talk about building up the next class of people and chefs, is the openness to have people come in who are cooks and chefs to come in and use your kitchen, fully use your kitchen to be able to do pop-ups.
Right. Mm-hmm. We're going to do a lot more of those too. We're going to do a lot more and expand our network. So we came up in the pop-up world. And one thing about pop-ups, man, you don't make any money. It's a lot of the people that do it, they charge you 30%. Again, this is another one we keep talking about. We had an interview not long ago. We talked about this. Like, it's very unsustainable in a lot of these food halls and stuff. It's a great start. Can't hit on that. But the money they charge you, it's impossible, man. Your living situation is going to be bad. Like, the margins are so thin in restaurants anyways. We're lucky because we make everything from scratch. You really have a hand on, control of all your stuff. But doing a pop-up, you always end up buying too much food, or you buy it for one day. You don't have anywhere to store it. So it's like all these costs that are just losses associated with it. So with our pop-ups, we don't want people buying plates. We don't want people buying silverware. We don't want people buying equipment. It's like, no, just bring your craft, your food, and just use it. We don't charge them anything. Our charges, we sell the bar. So, you can't really have other people come sell alcohol. So, we let them do their craft, but we sell the bar. We open the bar up during their pop-ups, and, it gives our bartender a chance to make some money too. They get to do some creative stuff as well. And so it just gives them a good leg up, because pop-ups just don't make a lot of money, especially because when you're buying everything for one show, like one event, the margins are so thin. So you may come out just making like $100 if you're lucky. By the time you pay everybody, you bought your food, you did the equipment, you bought the plates, and then you're just holding on to all of it. You have nowhere to put it. You're a pop-up, you don't have your space yet. So a lot of these things, they'll take a lot of these like different, I'll say it, these food halls, man, they'll take advantage of you. The food halls, the commissaries, they are not great places to be in. Like, it's a great start, but if you're there more than 6 months, man, you may as well just go get another job. So, or move on to the next, man. Take a chance,
No, I love that you guys are very inclusive and like you want to help support the next person.
Absolutely.
And I'm from Omaha, but like coming back from LA and like living in Koreatown and stuff like that, and having those go-to spots, like that's what I feel like you guys are to Omaha. Like it's just rare and dope, right? I'm not gonna say the word, but Shay's Pot Tickin', you guys don't know what I'm talking about. It's here in Omaha now, but it was like in every corner in LA, right? Yeah. And it was like a fad, and I was like, oh, okay, but like there's not comparing, but all in all, I love you guys.
And again, we're lovers too, like we don't hate on anybody. Like,
yes.
Man, I'll kill some Popeyes right now in front of everybody.
No, seriously.
I will at some churches. I know what it is. Like I know what I'm getting.
Not that steroid ass church's chicken. Right. I'm sick of it.
Time and place, man. Time and place. I'll mess with it. I promise you. But I don't hate, because we are different too. Like we make lasagna. We make pasta from scratch. We make bread. There's a lot of they can't hold a candle. And again too, our menu changes seasonally. A lot of those places are hamstrung, being a franchise. It's every day, right. Same thing. And at the same time, too, we tend to hire people with, I don't want to say, ambitions, aspirations, not high school kids. Their lives are hard enough. They're in high school. They got math deal with geometry. We like to find people that, post high school, post college, just like, I really want to do something in my life and I want to live in this industry. Like, you kind of get a different sense of that. And we tend to hire people like that. That's people we want to see succeed as well, So we are very different, It's hard because we came up as fried chicken. It's definitely our moniker, fried chicken. But man, we do so much more now. Yeah. Our repertoire is so big. Like, we've been able to we've grown with our kitchen as well too. Our kitchen told us what it wants. Like, there's only so much room, but there's only so much stuff. So we had to really listen to the kitchen and what we could do. Like, can we make bread from scratch? Hell yeah, we can. It turns out, can we do this? So we listened to our kitchen, and it's led us the right way for sure.
Yeah, hell yeah, well said.
Yeah.
Listen to the kitchen.
Listen to the
I like it.
I love that.
I think my favorite thing to do is I randomly pop up, and I always pop up when somebody's walking the door, and they say, "What should I get?" And I'll be like, "Everything's great."
Yeah.
No,
And I'm like,
seriously.
and then everybody in there is like, "No, for real, no, seriously, no, everything's good." I said, "Just try something else.
Yeah.
Just do something else." I think I've had most of the dishes actually. I know I got my signature. I need my bone in back.
Yeah.
But I have my signatures.
Yeah.
But I've done the fishes. I've done.
See, I'm jealous because I haven't tried the fish. And if the chicken tastes like that,
The fish is good.
Hey, listen, he don't eat a lot of fried food, so he'll tell you about the fish.
man, I can tell. I already know.
What? Random question. Since we are a music podcast, but a lot of y'all's roots still comes out of, and it's funny because the restaurant business sounds just like the music business. And I think there's just every creative business operates generally the same. There are people who can be snobby, who want to control everything. And then there are people who are innovators who want to make space for everybody else to get in.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where y'all are. Where did this tie in to music? And I say tie in because the decor, everything on the wall, the 1 in 20 Elvis
Yeah.
moniker thing you got up there. I'm like, that looks like a girl.
Yeah.
Like, that shit is crazy. How did music play a role in even shaping who you are, but also shaping what you wanted this restaurant to be? Because I think the music, y'all's personality, which is tied to that musical spirit, comes out in the restaurant. Like, certain days you'll play certain music, certain times you play certain music. The back end is different from the front end, and it just and everybody there feels like, Mike's chefing and doing stuff with a band, and it's like, how do you feel like music ties into y'all's not just personalities but also y'all's business?
Shit, it's huge, man. Like, I can't think of a day that goes by where we're not listening to music. Like, as Moses mentioned earlier, like, our clearly logged some time.
Yeah.
That's
Right?
wow.
Isn't that what? Yeah.
Oh,
Did it?
that's-
I did the math. It's like 98 days straight. So
Wow.
yeah. What we do in the kitchen just bleeds out into the dining room, and I can't just like, music is a huge part.
It's great in the cooking industry, man. Like, you catch a vibe off a song, it can make a meal. It's really easy to do that. And even more directly, I'd say music influences our business because we're very tied to that community. We just did Billie Eilish after show food. We did.
Wow.
We do all kinds of stuff. We're getting more into it. I've stayed away from touring ever since I stopped. When the pandemic hit, I stopped touring, and I got a wife, so I'm not touring no more. But now they're coming to us. It's crazy. Like, Trans-Siberian Orchestra people coming through. It's definitely influenced me for sure, just my career. And you're right. It's a very similar industry, man. People tell when you bullshitting real fast. Like, you can talk a big game, but when it comes down to it, it's like they're going to see your end result and they'll judge you by that. So just like a song, man, they judge you by the end result, not what you put into it, not how hard it is. So that's a very similar aspect of the industries. What's on the plate, what's the track like? That's it. They don't care what you did, what happened to make it happen,
Right.
So it's instant gratification. Just like a song, within 3 minutes if somebody liked it or not. And then with a plate,
Right.
exactly. And whether or not you're gonna like your meal on the first bite. So it's very instant gratification or instant chaos, or like, should have done that, kind of thing. So
Oh man, I'm just thinking. I was also thinking about next steps, about what else y'all want to do at the basement. I want to see that come.
No, for sure.
I'll happily get out of here if you're doing that.
it'd be cool, man. We've had thoughts like, I think doing something down here would be big ambitions. It would have to be that place where it's like, we're the only place in town with this kind of, $15,000 liquor that stays in the safe. Like,
No, seriously.
when big time,
Listen, it's just we go to a show,
right?
we hand them a black card.
Exactly.
There's a phone number on the card.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
It's hella mob style too. You got to walk through the kitchen to get through the.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Put a door at the base that looks like a pop machine.
Yeah, have a doorman, dude.
And the doorman always got to be sharper than his knife.
Yeah.
Actually, make it a chick who's always sharper than her knife.
Yeah.
You talking about hard.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll be down here suspendered up the whole time, spending my life away.
I think it could be done down here. It's a big ambition project for sure. We've talked about it a few times. We've had those discussions.
I think we gotta do a trial.
Yeah, I'm down.
By the end of 2025.
You know us, man. We're hella down.
Yeah. I'm like,
let's make that a goal, man. 2025, we have our first,
pop up.
Yeah, house party down here.
Pop down.
Yeah.
Ain't a pop up, it's a pop down.
Pop down.
Very Frank Sinatra, hip hop, Rat Pack kind of
jazz hop.
Like a real speakeasy. Don't
Literally.
tell anybody. Straight up, we'll whoop your ass. Don't tell nobody.
Literally.
Literally give a card with a number
Uh-huh.
and one word on it. And if you come, you call, all you're gonna get is an address. And if you and a date and time.
I love this idea.
Scratch off card.
And literally we gotta make the card incinerate as soon as you call.
I mean,
I don't know how to do that part, but we gonna make. I know some scientists.
Let's go.
Possible shit. Yeah.
This building has that history too, man. This Flatiron building. This used to be Tom Dennison's headquarters. So I mean, it's very tied to the mob. There's a book written about this place. If anyone wants to check it out, it's actually a really good book called The King of Broken Things. It talks about a gentleman who got too into the mob, and he had to build tunnels from here to all the reputable brothels in town.
Okay, I read Dirty Wicked Town, Omaha in the 18th century, and it talked about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this building's got that history, man. That's for sure. I always think there's some liquor bottles stashed on the walls somewhere.
I mean, you got the sealed up doorway down the steps.
Yeah, we should call one of those like ghost hunter shows or something and be like, come out here and scan our walls. Everybody will act scared for you. We'll be like, oh no.
I like to. I've been down. Look, I've been down here by myself. I haven't felt anything crazy yet.
I waited on the corner for him today. I'm like, I still haven't found the light right here.
Yeah. So no, I haven't felt anything weird. I'm usually pretty. I'm like, nah, I think we're okay. Whatever was here,
it's gone.
Maybe it happened on the outside of the walls. Maybe this was the common ground of don't do it over here.
Well, it's funny, man, because when we first came in here, we were at a bar one night, and somebody a lot of people were kind of talking shit on this building about how restaurants come here to die, or someone said that once to us, or someone said, "Oh, you need to sage it. This place is bad. It's got bad vibes." And I was like, "Nah, man. Like we are that sage. We're the ones who came in here. We changed the vibe of it. Like, everybody wanted to think this was dark and unattainable and like it wouldn't be successful, man. Like screw that. This place is sick."
Yeah, it is dark until you bring the light.
Right, we are that. You can burn some plants if you want, but really we're the sage. You got to bring that vibe in.
I think I did burn some plants down.
Right.
I think I say yeah. You gotta breathe some of the good mojo. You can listen. It's all good. It's working.
Yeah.
It's all good. They had to be here first, so my crystals stay right there.
I love it.
People just think that's. I can't even remember what it's called. That crystal is gangster. So let it sit there. Next to Run DMC.
Every time I look at that, I think it's a Star Trek character from behind. I love it. I love Star Trek.
Yeah. See, you got something?
Oh man. I think I was gonna ask this question early on, but when you were talking about like living in California and then Atlanta and then how you guys met, like I'm not sure if you've traveled outside of the country, but like growing up at that early age and like farming strawberries and cilantro, like that's a completely different climate.
Yeah.
And then you come over to Atlanta. Like, do you feel like having lived those different experiences contributed to your palate or like
100%? Just palate and just like just my life in general,
Yeah.
The town I lived in California had 10,000 people. It was a farm town. And then 15 years old, we up and moved to Atlanta, Georgia, 7 million. And I was like, oh, wow, this is different. So, but I loved it. I got to come out of my shell. I got to learn. And then it's great to see where your food comes from. It truly is. Like, it's different. I lived in a town that was the almond capital of the world. But again, we grew strawberries, almonds. My mom was out there on a tractor. My dad used to fix tractors. My mom would like go around, drive the tractor. Everybody would start picking stuff. They'd haul it in for a day. And my first job with them was I was tall, obviously, and I would take pallets of like strawberries, cilantro, flowers, azaleas they would grow, and just throw them on the top of the semi trucks and shit. I'd make like $20 for like 6 hours of work.
Crazy. That's crazy.
But it was great, man. It definitely contributed to it, especially going from that culture shock. At 15, it was like, you know, who knows where I'd be. I don't know if I would have come out of my shell the way I did.
Yeah.
You know, having to come out of your shell, like just getting thrown into Atlanta. Like, have fun, man. Like, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never been on a
Yeah.
bus before in my life, but you know, here's Marta. So that's I got Marta tattooed on my face now.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
I think it's just dope hearing both of your stories and
Yeah.
the fact that you guys came together. Like, it seems very divine.
I'd say so.
Because to hear your story and to taste your product, listen.
I mean, life works crazy. I met my wife because this guy passed out on a trap door at kitchen
What?
table. Yeah.
Seriously?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I don't know.
I came into
I got
work.
pretty hard sometimes.
Yeah, I didn't even come to work. Me and him were out the night before. We were drinking pretty hard, hanging out. You know, I walk home, he walks home, and it was my day off actually. So I get a call at like 9 a.m. I was like, I should not answer this, but I'm gonna answer it. Like, hello. He's like, oh, is there any way you can come into work? Dan is not feeling great. I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty hungover. Fine, I'll come in and get paid hungover. That's fine. And I get there, and Dan is asleep, like on the ground, like in the back hallway,
Yeah,
shivering.
Some I don't know.
He's okay. I tell the story all the time. But
Yeah.
anyways, our other employee was like, or our other friend, Molly, was like, yeah, I'm going to hang out with my friend from UCLA. You know, we were in a sorority together. Dan was going to come hang out with me. I was like, can I go? I want to meet a sorority friend. And sure enough, that's my wife now. 3 years.
that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
3 years is my wife. We've been together for about 5 now.
So shout out to Dan for being shit
Uh-huh,
faced.
yeah.
You're welcome.
Yes, yeah, the universe, man.
Perfectly written path.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
both of you. Love
It-
it.
it's
To be.
It's funny because Dan's story coming up saying he was working at a Nebraska Furniture Mart.
Mm-hmm.
He reminds me of the movie Something New.
I love
With-
that movie.
Have you seen
I
that
don't
movie?
think so. No.
Oh my gosh! But that's why I also thought you was I thought you was gonna get with a black girl. But 'cause that's the story. But it's a guy. He was working corporate, but he's like a master gardener. And he ends up working the garden and doing landscaping for this lawyer or whatever her job
Mhm.
was. I think she was a lawyer. Doing landscaping in her yard, ended up falling in love, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
Good movie.
that's what you remind me of. Like you were the guy that had the plant on your desk and was like, I need to do something else. Just
Yeah.
tending to your plant as you moving furniture. Like, fuck this, I gotta go.
Dude, man. Again, like I said at the beginning of our conversation, he took the harder path. I kind of knew 17. And I didn't know, but I knew what I wanted to do, and I found it young. He did another career. He went to college and then went into cooking. That's hard, man. Like switching your whole life, because then you're going into a very remedial part of the job. Like once you start cooking, I mean, you're washing dishes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Quit a well-paying job to wash dishes for,
Yeah.
for a living.
That's hard,
And
man.
Yeah.
And he cut his wrist. He almost died in the kitchen. Like, was
Yeah.
it a
that-
week or two into your job?
Yeah, that was washing dishes. I was washing mason jars,
Uh-huh.
and they clanked together, and one ended up shattering and ended up slicing my wrist from here to there.
Oh my gosh.
So it's just like I've never seen so much blood, and that's why I don't do blood anymore. But I couldn't use my hand for like 12 weeks. I had to do a bunch of physical therapy, like lacerated a tendon in my wrist, like retracted. It was crazy, man.
But he still cooks.
But I came back and washed dishes one-handed, and I don't.
Chills.
Yeah,
That's
Right?
nuts.
yeah. Yeah, a certain moment where it's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be here right now. But this is like, this is surreal. It's
Was that one of the moments where you thought, like, did I make a mistake
Yeah,
with my
right.
job? And this is God telling me to go back to the job?
I just said, shut the fuck up. No. Yep.
That's
No,
crazy.
amazing story.
Oh man, perseverance is. It's like knowing what you want to do, almost knowing what you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Is better than
Mhm.
just knowing what you think you want to
Right.
do. And I think we
100%.
got some of that from Robert Glasper.
Oh yeah.
Remember he talked about, he was like, I want to play basketball. I want to play basketball. I had to realize I wasn't great at basketball, but I wanted to. So he like, but I just kept playing the piano. Lo and behold, this ended up being my career that has got me Grammys
Sick.
and shit like that. But not just doing what you think you want to do, but setting in that skill set. Like you knew, both of y'all knew enough where you knew you were good in what you want to do, and that spark from the bread and that upbringing of being on the farm, you kind of knew like this is probably my path. I don't know how I'm gonna get to where I think I'm gonna get,
Right.
but I know this is where I'm supposed to walk.
Yeah. Sometimes you
Yes.
guys got to pay attention
Yeah.
with what the world's telling you. You know, like it's hard to pick up on
Yeah.
that stuff. So, but
Discernment. And when you know, you just know.
yeah.
You just know.
Mhm.
You just know.
I
We all
know.
just know.
Yeah, shit. We almost at them crossroads now. Like,
We all
fuck,
just know.
fuck. It's gonna cost. I got one more. I ain't gonna lie. I put it on camera too. I got one more year.
Yeah.
I got one more year. I just got to get the place where it needs to be,
Yeah.
and I got to go do what I got to go do.
I feel you.
And that's just the end all be all to it. That's all I
And
got.
it'll happen, man.
It will.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at right now.
It's 100% gonna happen.
Where God is like, stop coming to me
It's good
because
too.
I give you everything you need. Like, here you go.
And ain't nobody else doing what you're doing, man. You may think there is, but nobody else is doing it like you. They're not gonna do it. And I love that. That's the mentality I keep every day. Sure, there might be other people doing it, but I don't think there is. I don't think anybody's gonna do it like I'm gonna do it. And ain't nobody else doing what I'm doing. You know, I always like to think that way. You know, technically, sure, maybe there's somebody else, but they ain't doing it like me.
I've said that my entire DJ career.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I used to make.
And all
I used
cheers to
to
that
say
because
it
that's
all
true.
the time.
You-
Yeah, I literally would tell people like, I can do what you can do,
right.
but you can't do what I can do because you're not willing to.
Exactly.
You're not willing to search the
Right.
crates. You're not willing to do the homework and to even open up to different styles
Right.
and mesh them together. You're not even willing to. So, yeah, everybody DJs, everybody does events, but you're not willing to go out and take a risk.
You can't do what I can do. Exactly.
Can't do it. Just can't
You ain't
do it.
doing it like me. You never will. And you know, it's not even to be mean. It's not even demeaning anybody. It's like, and again, technically, somebody might be like, they might have the technical ability, but they're not trying as hard as me. They're not doing it. And I that's the mentality I keep every day. You know, and it's not to hate on anybody. It's just, I think that's why what we're doing is so special. You know.
Mm. The intentionality is always gonna bleed through.
Yeah.
A lot of people cook. A lot of people cook chicken. A lot of people have restaurants.
Mhm.
Right.
But there's a difference in the intentionality and how you walk that journey, which is why people like me can come and get connected. It's how people like him can connect to me, and he was in high school,
Right.
like legitimately. People like C can just move back and not know me from a can of paint, and I tell my other co-host Johnny, yeah, she got to be the co-host.
And I'm like,
She
thank
got
you.
it, yeah, and literally,
Yeah.
there's no way to explain it. It is, and
Yeah, that's listening to what the world's giving you, man. Telling you, you know. So no matter what you believe in, something, you know, it's gotta listen. You know, I think that's a big key. Execute. You know.
confirmation always comes.
Always.
Always. Any well, I know. See, we gotta get you out of
You
here.
good. You good. Mommy
Listen,
time.
Right.
That's great. Congratulations. That's
Hell yeah.
sick.
Thank
yeah.
you. First one. It's so cool.
So yes, me and my wife want one. We want one.
Especially like
Well, get the humping.
we do that. We do that.
living a life of up and go.
Right.
I'm living in a stillness that I don't feel like I've had in a long time.
That's so cool,
Like
man.
since I was a kid, probably. And even then I wasn't still.
Right.
Yeah. It's just like, whoa, you came from me and your
Right.
dad? This is crazy.
Yeah, that's
Hell yeah.
cool, man. That's hella cool.
Look at kids, be like, "Why are you here? What the fuck is this?"
No, it's
yeah,
it's nuts.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think like when you know you having a kid or you have one, it's like, damn, I'm raising a kid. Hey, y'all wish me luck.
Yeah.
That's but I look at it as excitement.
Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna teach this human? Not like try to teach them, but in my existence, what are they gonna get from me? And you might not know till y'all way older, and you might not ever know from them. I have a good saying that I like to live by, and it's helped me in my life. I live for what they're gonna say at my funeral.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the only times people end up telling the truth, either in word or by showing or not showing up.
Yeah.
So even with my kids, I might not never know how my daughter feels, but I know she'll say the truth once I'm gone to somebody.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It always happens like
Yeah.
that. So it's cool to watch somebody and be like, I need to teach you and make you the best person as possible. And as long as you get there and I did my part, I'm happy.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
You don't got to tell me. I'm happy as long as you get there.
When I watch her laugh, I'm like, dude, you're fucking laughing at me. You know what I mean? Like, it's the simple, it's just you're able to see the purest part of life. That's why I love it so much.
That's cool.
One day, Dan. One day.
Yeah.
It's very, very nice.
Yeah, like I'm living
I
like.
don't envy you. I don't envy none of y'all.
Dan said, I'm sticking, dicking, and slipping. Y'all got me messed up. We good out here. Moses like, I'm trying.
Take
Trying.
extra shots for me.
Trying, man.
Oh man, all good. I'll say definitely appreciate what y'all have built and are building. I can't wait to see what comes next.
Thanks, man.
And I can't wait to hopefully continue to be parts of it in whatever ways I can. Y'all got to give me a code out here so y'all can quantify how much business I bring in.
Yeah.
Can you get Dirty Bird Letterman jackets made?
Hell, I know who can make them.
Yeah.
Do y'all want to? But do y'all want to do that?
Yeah.
I think that would be so hard.
I think it's sick.
Let's do some collabs.
Listen,
And I know
we have a lot to talk about.
and you know who I know is gonna make these.
I know
shits.
you know.
You know who I know
I
is
think
gonna
that's
make
a
them.
great idea.
That's gonna go crazy. That's gonna go crazy.
Merry
Because I'm
Christmas,
thinking the
okay.
black with the. They gonna go crazy,
Yeah.
bro. I promise you. I know some. I could call him right now.
I
he'd be
see
like-
it right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm in. Let's
Yeah.
do this.
Shit, you already pressing t-shirts.
We are.
People don't know this. We got a whole sweatshop down here. We got
That's
podcast
another thing, man.
t-shirts.
That's another caveat. And now Lou's been taking it over, man. She's been killing it. She has a lot of background as far as screen pressing and stuff like that. So she came in. We were just like, go nuts, do whatever you want. And now she's like pressing them. She's got a couple of her own designs ready and shit. She's really good.
Yeah, we gotta connect with her just for the podcast.
Yeah, man.
sake.
Yeah.
Just like, we gotta get that going.
It's funny too. We finally saw somebody thrifted one of our shirts. So
Really?
thrifted one of the thrift shirts we bought, and we bought it back. We might sell it again.
We thrifted one of thrift shirts and we're gonna
I
sell
love
it
it.
back. That's crazy. But no, I definitely appreciate y'all. Where can the people find the Dirty Bird at? Where are you at on the
1722
socials?
St. Mary's Ave, Omaha, Nebraska. Dirtybirds69.com is our website. 1 through 68 was
That's
taken.
tight.
So
That is so tight.
yeah. Our Instagram, dirty_birds_Omaha. I think our Instagram is probably one of the coolest ways to get a touch of us and see what's going on. We respond really quick on Instagram. Don't try to email me. I wasn't going to email me back. But yeah, man, yeah. And our restaurant, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Right
That's
behind
what's
for
up,
sure.
man. We definitely appreciate y'all. And I will just say this, it's random, but y'all are the first white people on the show.
Oh, yeah.
We had a couple Latinos. Who was the first? He wasn't white. Nope.
Who are you talking about?
Neil.
Oh,
He's not
I
white.
wasn't here.
Got you. Pure white. That sounds crazy. Pure.
yeah, are crazy.
Wrong climate. Wrong
We
climate
got you.
to say
We
that.
got you.
We got. But no, we definitely appreciate y'all coming in, man, and coming in. We appreciate y'all letting us be
We
in.
appreciate what you guys have
Yeah,
done in
that's
this
too
place,
cool.
man. Like it's amazing, man. Immaculate. You guys, this is the shit. Like it's fucking. I mean, look at this place.
Nice little living room.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
With some cool ass books. We still got to do our mixtape potluck from Questlove.
Dude, I forgot all about that.
We got 2 events next year.
Yeah.
I got 2 outside of what we already got going. But we got to do a mix. We got to
I'm in.
cook and we're going to invite him. And he'll come.
Let's go.
And I know the collab partner to get that done.
Let's go, dude. I'm in.
Literally, I know the person who might be here next week to interview that can help get that done.
Yeah.
That shit'll be fire,
dude.
We're doing it. It's on. You know me.
Good
it's
year.
on tape. It's happening.
Good year.
There's a wine pairing menu or something.
Yeah. We have we've been playing around with a wine menu or pairing with this winemaker out of Napa. He's really interested in doing some with us. He's like pretty good too. Can't remember the damn name, but
Fire.
so.
And I got another idea. I'm gonna run by you as soon as we get off camera.
Let's
I gotta connect the dots. The shit is gonna be cold.
Yeah.
But man,
I'm
we
excited.
appreciate y'all. Y'all know we at Streets A&R Podcast. You know you can find us at Streets A&R. We on everything but Apple. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share,
All
comment,
that.
post, watch, listen. Please watch, listen.
Are you in the comments?
They already got tow your ass up in the comments. Yeah. I appreciate y'all dealing with my annoying ass voice and not tearing my ass up. No Diddy over here. So let's make sure we continue we appreciate the support, man. We shout out to the street team out there pushing us, making it happen, man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we gonna get up out of here, man. Thank you again,
Thank you,
Moses
man.
and Dan.
Thank you guys.
Thank you to Dirty
Thanks,
Birds, and it's your host Giddy Jicky with
And
it.
it's your girl CLB.
And we out.
Peace.
Peace.
The beats, the flow, the rhythm. All movement starts from the streets. Streets A&R Podcast.